All right, we're back to the Wild Robot Escapes. We are on chapter 35, and as you recall, in the last group of chapters, migration has started, and Rose is hoping that she'll see Brightbill, but she's not sure if she'll ever see him again. So we're in chapter 35, titled The Memories. Rose still dreamed of escaping, of going home, of reuniting with her son, but her dreams were starting to feel impossible. She was losing hope. Was it time for the robot to accept her new life and forget her old one? Forget. Rose was troubled by that word. You see, her computer brain remembered every detail of her life on the island, and it hurt to think she might not ever make it back there. However, the robot could always forget. She could erase her old memories. It would be like they never happened. The heaviness she now felt would vanish. But without her memories, who would she be? No, Rose wanted to remember her old life, which was good because someone from her old life was about to appear. Chapter 36. The Unusual Flock. Another flock of geese was approaching the farm. But this flock was unusual. It wasn't flying south like the others. It was flying north in a perfect V formation. It was led by a young, graceful goose. The flock flew once around the farm buildings and then delicately touched down in the barnyard. The leader whispered some words to the others, and then he fluttered in through the barn door. The cows looked up from their stalls as the goose perched himself on a railing near the middle of the barn. Then the goose cleared his throat, shook his tail feathers, and announced to the herd, "I am looking for a robot named Rose. My name is Brightbill. I am her son." And here's a picture of the unusual flock flying north. Oh my gosh. Chapter 37, The Reunion. Something was wrong with the cows. Their excited moos echoed out from the barn and across the farm. Rose sent the milk truck away for its evening deliveries and hurried off to see what the ruckus was about. When she stepped into the barn, she found the entire herd crowded together. The robot started pushing her way through. The cows turned to her and smiled. Then Rose saw him, her beloved son, Brightbill. As you know, reader, robots don't feel emotions, not the way animals do. But in that moment, in that barn, nobody had any doubt how Rose felt. She rushed forward and scooped her son into her arms. "Brightbill," she cried, "is it really you?" And here's their reunion picture. Ooh, a little fuzzy. Hold on. Not quite adjusting. There we go. Ah, so cute. "It's really me." Brightbill nuzzled his mother's face. "But how did you find me?" "Ma, you're famous." "You were all anyone could talk about at the wintering grounds. It started with the flocks of geese that stopped here on their migration. They shared your story with everyone they met. Your story spread from flock to flock, from north to south, from east to west. Eventually, your story made its way to me. It took off. I took off as soon as I heard where you were. I didn't even tell the others." "But we caught up with him." Loud Wing, the old goose, fluttered over the herd and gently landed on a cow's back. "Brightbill wasn't the only one who wanted to see you, Rose." The rest of the flock appeared, and the robot found herself surrounded by old friends and family. Squawking and mooing and laughing and cheering filled the barn. But then came a loud, clear voice that only the robot understood. "Rose, what are you doing?" The animals hushed. Rose slowly turned around, and there was Jaya and Jad standing in the doorway. The children had seen everything. Chapter 38, The Truth. Children can be very sneaky, and when Jaya and Jad heard the ruckus coming from the barn, they silently sneaked over to investigate. Now they were staring at a very strange scene indeed. Rose was standing in the middle of the barn, surrounded by the entire herd of cows. For some reason, a flock of geese was there as well, and one of the geese was being cradled in the robot's arms. But what most confused the children were the wild animal noises Rose had just been making. The thing is, children aren't just sneaky, they're also smart, and it didn't take long for Jaya and Jad to make sense of this strange scene. "Those stories Rose told us about the robot on the island," Jade told his sister. "They were about her." "The goose in Rose's arms?" said Jaya to her brother. "That must be her son." All of Rose's stories came flooding back to the children. The robot, the island, the wild animals, the adventures. Those stories seemed so fanciful. Could they really have been true? "You are correct, children. Those robot stories are about me," admitted Rose with a hint of sadness in her voice. "There are so many times I wanted to tell you the truth about my past, but I was afraid the truth would frighten you." The robot motioned to the goose in her arms. "This is my son, Bright Bill." Reader, there's another important quality that children possess. In addition to being sneaky and smart, they're also compassionate. Children care about others and about the world, and Jaya and Jad gazed at Rose and Bright Bill. Their little hearts were full of compassion. "Please do not tell your father about me," said Rose. "To him I am just a machine. If he learns the truth, he will send me back to the robot factory where I will be destroyed. You must do what you feel is right. My life is in your hands now." The children looked at each other. "Don't worry, Rose," said Jaya. "Your secret is safe with us," said Jad. Last chapter of today, Chapter 39, The Allies. Jaya and Jad would do anything to have their own mother back, so they understood how happy Bright Bill and Rose must have felt in that moment. But they also understood that this happy moment couldn't last forever. Bright Bill couldn't live on the farm, and Rose couldn't be her true self around their father. Life seemed so unfair. The children knew what needed to happen. "Rose, you need to go home," said Jaya. "You need to be with your family and your friends on your island," said Jad. "I wish I could go home, but your father would never allow it." "Just run away," said the girl. "I ran away once. It was easy, but then I started to feel hungry, so I came home and made myself a sandwich." "Running away might be easy for you, but not for me," said Rose. "Your father can track my movements. If he sees me trying to escape, he will think I am defective, and he will send me away to be destroyed." An uncomfortable question popped in Jaya's mind. "Rose, don't take this the wrong way," she began, "but is it possible that you are defective?" "Don't say that, Jaya!" cried her brother. "No, it is okay," said the robot. "I have asked myself the same question. I do not feel defective. I feel different. Is being different the same as being defective?" "I don't think so," said Jaya. "Or else we're all a little defective." "You saved my life, and now I'm going to save yours," said Jad, with a look of determination in his eyes. "I know you can only access farming information, Rose, so let us handle the research. There has to be a way for you to escape safely, but we'll need time to figure out a plan." The robot exchanged a few animal words with her son, and then she said to the children, Bright Bill must soon lead his flock back to the wintering grounds. However, he can return here in the spring." The boy slowly nodded. "We should have you ready by then." The girl looked concerned. "Rose, even if you safely escape from the farm, how will you get all the way to your island?" "Leave that to Bright Bill and me," said the robot. "Together we will find our way home. I have faith in the two of us, and I have faith in the two of you." And here's a picture of Jaya and Jad. All right, to be continued.